Hey, hey, what's up, everybody? The sun is like in my eye. Whew. Hold on, let me get my light together. That didn't help. So, I was sitting out here. It's a beautiful day, of course, in that sunny Cal. I turned on the fire. Thought I would just kick it for a minute. Wait for you guys to get on. Let me show you the view over there. It's a gorgeous day. Very foggy over the ocean right now. Very much so. Very, very much so. Am I sweating? Lord Jesus. So, I absolutely love Dr. Miles Monroe, the late great. He's one of my favorites. If you've ever followed me on anything, you probably have seen that. I mean, I quote his stuff a lot, and not necessarily just things that have been affirmed or that were eye openers that he has taught. And I was listening to how he always talks about management, and it's so true and simple. And we already know what I'm about to say. Most of us. Most of the stuff that I've learned from like great people is common sense. A crisis will show you how well you've managed or mismanaged. And so, when you hear that, you first kind of, hold on, there's a loud truck. When you hear that, you first kind of think about like the economy going bad. I mean, I did. And then I started to think, it's not just the economy or you lose a job or something like that. Hey, Brandy. It's not just something like the economy or you lose a job or something like that. Like crisis is when you have to go to the hospital because of something that could have been stopped, like a weight issue. Like people like heart diabetes. I mean, you know where that comes from. You know what I mean? Like that's a crisis when it's now an emergency and blah, blah, blah. But it's something that we mismanaged our health. When the economy shifts, if we didn't manage our finances, and I'm including myself as well, if I don't manage my finances properly, it's gonna show, because the crisis is only gonna, you only can act two ways, during a crisis. And so it just goes, I was just like, really think about that. It goes so much deeper than finances, although finances is an easy target. When we mismanage health, we have health issues. And I pray, and I know for me, like I'm permanently destroyed when I see like the cows walking on steroids, beefed up, looking like big old men. And I like every time somebody say, let's have a steak, I see that cow and I'm like, I can't eat that. That's gonna make me sick. And I love myself and I got something to do in this world, so I can't do that. I have to manage my body well, my mind. You know what I mean? Like if I just listen to crap all day, crap is going to pour out of me. But every time I open my mouth, it always turns inspirational, even though I don't want it to. But that's because that's what I manage in my brain. Like I'm always learning and reading, so that's what pours out of me. So when you manage your health, when you manage your finances, manage your, relationships, children, because I don't have any children. I grew up working in a daycare. I've taken all kind of classes, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Sometimes you don't have to, contrary to what some people think, you don't have to. I've always been a child where I watch and I go, not really sure I'm going to make that choice. Like sometimes you lose relationships with your children. Sometimes you lose, like your child relationship, if that makes sense, because you didn't manage them. My parents managed my brothers and I. So we all have a really great relationship. No, nothing's perfect. Do my daddy get on my nerves? Heck to the yes. Capital all caps. He's a military sergeant who's cuckoo. But like we talked to our parents because they managed us. And it wasn't because they were our friends. They were annoying when we were growing up. We always had rules and stuff, but they managed us. So when crisis happened, like, we still pretty tight. You know what I mean? Versus, like, some people lose the relationship with their children. Some people lose the relationship with their wife or their husband, you know, because things weren't managed. Like, we got to manage everything that's in our possession, not just our finances. Because when something happens, when a crisis happens, it's going to really show who did what. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather live well managed so that whatever happens, it doesn't really bother me. You know what I mean? Like the economy, you know, or I don't know, something in a relationship, like whatever, health. I'm not going to end up in the hospital for certain things. It's just, it's impossible because of the way that I eat, because of the way that I work out, because of the way that I'm managing my body. So I just want to encourage everyone today to remember to be better managers and keep track of what's happening in your life, every part of your life, not just your finances, but your health, your career, your loved ones. We have to manage everything that's placed in our possession. I can't expect God to give me $1 million if I can't manage 10,000, 100,000. And so it's a big eye opener and reminder to just be a good manager and a good steward. A lot of times we take some of these scriptures and stuff, and they're just, I read some of the scriptures and I'm like, when I was little, they were making it seem like it meant this, but really what God is just trying to tell us from the jump is, Dedrick, you crazy. What God is trying to tell us from the jump is that we need to manage. We got to manage what's placed. We have to work. Like, it's a choice. We have choice to work in order to obtain certain things. But it's like, you got to manage it properly in order for it to grow. And even if you make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, if you manage it properly, you could have more than the person who makes 6 figures or $1 million. Just because of management. So, like I said, when you learn something, learning is one thing. Understanding it is one thing. But actually applying it is what makes us great. And so I'm talking to myself. I'm never talking as if I got it all figured out. I'm sharing what I figure out. And then I go during my week and try to work and apply, which is actually what wisdom is. Wisdom is applied knowledge. So I pray that we all have knowledge. We have understanding of the knowledge, because sometimes I can read a sentence and literally go, I don't know what I just read. So I pray for comprehension for you guys, for myself as well. And I pray for wisdom, and so that we apply the knowledge that we know how to do half the stuff we be Googling. We know how to do it. It's sacrifice. It's living different. It's living right. Well, like Juanita said it perfect. Hey, Juanita, girl, I love you. When you know better, do better. And that's wisdom, And so no matter when you find out something, because some people I've talked to, they're like, oh, I my whole life I didn't know. But now you know, so you have to do better. Right, Juanita? And so if we want God to bless us, we have to really, really do. And it's not because God just going to give us a miracle. No, God wants us to work. He wants us to be diligent with the small stuff. He wants us to manage every aspect. It's not, read your Bible and just stay at home and just pray for, no, you have to actually put action towards the things that he's put in your possession, small or big. If you live in a small little, house or whatever, man, you better treat that thing like it's a mansion. If you drive in the car, that's not your dream car, treat it like it's your dream car. I've always treated my cars like they were my dream cars. I used to valet my little raggedy Ford Focus. Like, you have to take good care of the small things, like of your possessions, your clothes, wash, iron. Like, this is life skills, right? But everything God watches. And I know somebody gonna be like, well, so-and-so hit the lottery and then boom, it was a miracle. Or so-and-so, some celebrity got a whole bunch of money real fast. But look at what happens. I mean, those stories, there's a million examples of people that get things and they still don't manage it properly. You know what I mean? They're not happy. They're not fulfilled. They're not in their calling. They're still looking. So then they turn to drugs and all these other things. And it's like, why is that? Because the problem is we have to manage our hearts, our minds, our health at every level and never stop. So I pray that God permanently makes you hear Every time. Me too. When I get ready to do something. This Starbucks cup, this is my reward. I have not had Starbucks. You guys, if you follow me, you know I drink Starbucks every day. This week, this is my first, well, it's Sunday, so it's a new week. Last week, I didn't even buy any Starbucks. I was so proud of myself. I was like, wow, because why? That's really a mismanagement of money. And I made it real sexy. I used to have a Starbucks budget. So I was like, well, I budgeted for it. But that money could have been allocated somewhere else. Managing properly, even something as simple as that. You know what I mean? Like, I did my nails instead of going to get a manicure and pedicure. Just managing the small things. Not because, we have this thing in our society where we're trying to keep up with the next person or prove that we have money. No. I'm not rich. And I'm on my way. And I'm going to get there because I managed properly. Not because I hit it big or took some get-rich-quick scheme or something like that. I'm just going to be diligent and faithful and trustworthy and honest and, share my knowledge and just do proper business management. Ooh, all my hairstylists that's following me. CEO stylist, y'all know what I be talking about all the time. It's managing. You have to manage yourself. You have to manage your assistants. You have to manage the business finances. You have to manage the customer service. You have to manage the customer, like the relationship, and your operating procedure. It's just so much stuff that you have to manage to be effective and to get success and growth. And just understanding that growth doesn't have to happen. The internet, I can speak for myself and my age group. The internet makes you think that, it's just because so-and-so did it, I can come up overnight. No, but if you really go back old school, people work their jobs for 20 years, and they manage those finances properly. That couple who made $40,000 or $50,000 and managed it properly in 20 years, had enough money, bought a property, now they have passive income, and they have retirement, and they can live the life that they can do what they want. Like, it's not so you can just skip work. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, thanks, Toya. Hey, Lisa. Mwah. Thank you for the love. Kia. Yeah, so, guys, we just got to be good stewards. And ladies, managing hygiene, this goes super deep. You know what I'm saying? I start thinking, I'm like management. Like, how you say you want a man and you look like a bum on a regular basis. If you look like a bum on a regular basis, the moment you need to, what if you get a phone call that says, be ready in 30 minutes, like you're about to go meet, the president, or you're about to go see your favorite actor ever that you have the biggest crush on. But because you mismanage your time and your resources and you didn't allocate to learn how to be the woman that you've always wanted to be, child, you're not going to just pop up into it, wake up and, I'm just fly ready. You have to practice on being a lady. You have to practice the principles of a virtuous woman. And I'm not the religious stuff that people be trying to make because it's trendy, but really, really, really from the inside of your heart, being a genuine, honest person, being a clean woman when nobody's looking, makeup and stuff together. People always think I don't have a lot of makeup on, but just being presentable when you're in public because it's respectable. You want respect, but you got to present yourself as such. You know what I mean? Not everybody has a bad day. No, I'm not saying don't wear sweatpants. I'm just saying, ladies, I could preach a whole sermon on the way we carry ourselves and how we want to be treated. It starts with the outer appearance. I don't care if you're big, little, long hair, short hair, black, purple, white, Asian. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's about how you manage what you have. I got gaps in my teeth. Whatever. I'm managing them. People, we always try to find something. My nose too big or my skin color or whatever. Manage what we have. Let's be grateful for what we have and then learn. And the daily managing, when that opportunity comes, you're prepared for it. It's a difference. Society makes it feel like, and the media makes it feel like, because so-and-so came up in a year. So somebody developed the app and boom, they're successful. Somebody developed a website, boom. Somebody started a business and boom. Man, please, that's that 1 in a million, which is possible. That just happens. But in the meantime, how about we just be diligent and we be meek? Meek doesn't mean poor and woe is me. Meek means that you're a good steward. You're humble, and we're making smarter choices, and we're being better managers so that we're prepared to grow and to be blessed because we are diligently handling our relationships, our finances, our health. You know what I mean? When I saw the worms coming out of the pork chop, I was like, I can't eat pork chops anymore. That's a small way to manage my health. Like, that's one thing I'm managing. You know what I mean? Like, you have to manage all the little bitty stuff. And once we learn something, applying it is just so powerful, because it's those little bitty like moments where you just go, oh, you look up one day and you're like, oh, look what's happening, because you were a good manager. So this morning I was looking at the things that I've, some cool things that I've accomplished. And I'm like, it really was just because I was a good manager. Even when I worked in a corporate job, and I see my corporate peers on my Facebook. I see my old teachers and mentors on my Facebook, and they're like, those same skills carried over into the business that I own. So it's like, manage where you are. Just because you work corporate doesn't mean you need to go, everybody's not an entrepreneur. It's about managing. Like, that's it. It's the key to life. In Genesis, and Miles Monroe does a very good demonstration of this, but he talks about how in Genesis, the first thing that he did, after he created the heavens and earth and blah, 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 he put a man on the land. Why? Because the man is managing the land. He could have just gave everything. No, we have to work and manage and be diligent and that's it. That's the way we're built. I'm just saying. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait for something to happen to really reveal to me what state I'm really in. Have I managed or mismanaged my health? You know what I mean? Okay, so for example, I was in the hospital and I had an allergic reaction. Never been in the hospital besides the day I was born. So I don't get sick like that. I'm in the hospital and the lady said, if you weren't in perfect health like you are, you would have died. And let me tell you, she wasn't lying, because I could feel life leaving my body because I had lost so much blood. I'm laying in the hospital scared to death. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? I can tell this is really bad. I feel life leaving my body. And if you've never felt that, oh my God, it's the scariest thing. The scariest thing is your spirit is just, you feel the energy, everything draining out your body. I'm in the hospital. This is a crisis. My parents are in another state, way on the other side. And I'm by myself and I'm in the hospital. And I'm like, my life, what is happening? And then when they got me stabilized and blah, 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 they were like, well, if you weren't in good health, you would have died, because you shouldn't even, they were looking at the charts and they were looking at me like, how does she make it through this? They were looking at the mess that was they were like, this girl, how does she make it through this? I know, because I managed my health properly. Not because I made it there's no secret to health. Everybody be looking for quick fixes to health. It's just eating clean and working out and being happy, low stress. Do you know stress makes you sick? So we have to manage. We don't manage problems. Typically a problem is just a symptom of something, right? So we have choice. And the choice today that I would hope you choose is to manage everything. And think of it as really, really critical, because think of it as oh my God, well, what if my health gets in a crisis? Think of your finances. What if my finances get in a crisis? Look at the economy. What if something happens? And it's not because you're living in fear. You didn't hear any fear in my voice when I said that. Asking those kind of questions make you assess what you're doing on a daily basis so that you can be prepared, just to not prepare for frightening things, but just prepared for, just prepared to manage. That's it. To exist, to stand throughout a crisis or throughout good times. You're just prepared to be stable. So anywho, hope that you guys enjoyed that little tidbit. It blessed me, so I thought I would share it with you. And if you like it, share this. I am LaKeisha Michelle. Thank you for watching. I see your comments. I appreciate it. Like, thumbs up, share this video. If you got a reminder. And just know that when you get that feeling, pray that it doesn't leave you, so that it can poke at you when you're getting ready to mismanage something. That's my prayer for myself. So anywho, thanks for watching, guys. Have an amazing Sunday. It's beautiful today. I'm just hanging out. And that's all.